Alcon. I mean, it was once kind of dubbed the problem child of Novartis, and it seems today we've just seen it doing incredibly well on its first day of trading. So striking out on its own was a good idea?
I think it was a good idea, although I'd say when they first bought it, it wasn't seen as a problem child. Definitely seen as a market with future growth potential, the eye care market in general. Now we stand at a point where eye care is growing globally at around 4% a year, and Alcon also growing around 4% a year, in line with the eye care market. So it's one of the ways to gain exposure to a medtech segment. And yeah, as you pointed out, it's had a very good first trading session. And it seems that investors are risk on. They're buying IPOs, whether they're Levi Strauss or whether they're Lyft or whether they're spinouts like an Alcon. It looks like the market is still very keen to snap up new equity offerings.
Sure, and there's lots to get your hands on in Switzerland this week. We've got Stadler Rail later this week. Let's talk about medtech. I mean, is Alcon what you describe as a classic medtech company? It
is a medtech. It's in a fairly mature market, the eye care markets. We're very excited about medtech in general at Vontobel Wealth Management. There are a number of holdings that we think are more lucrative than the eye care market, which again is a fairly saturated one, and where you're up against dominant players like a J&J. So for example, like a Teladoc in the US that does telemedicine offerings are companies that we like, or a LivaNova that has cardiovascular solutions to people going through open heart surgery, and hospitals that are looking to improve their patient outcomes, they go to medtech solutions. And so medtech is definitely a great way to gain exposure to areas of the economy that are growing stronger than just getting exposure to the broad economy.
I mean, you mentioned J&J, Johnson & Johnson. Are they the main competitors to somebody like Alcon?
Definitely in terms of lenses. And then in other areas of medical devices, then maybe other competitors as well. But J&J is a very big powerhouse.
Okay, and I mean, level with me, is Alcon a disruptor here, or could they be disrupted? I mean, what's the kind of potential? What are the challenges in the medtech industry?
Well, for sure. I mean, we don't have, we haven't initiated our research. Investment banking hasn't initiated the research on Alcon yet, so I can't give you a recommendation on Alcon. I'll leave that to them once they initiate. But definitely the area that they're investing in and that they're likely going to be able now as a separate company invest more into is research and development into bringing new disruptive technologies in eye care. So
okay, but why do you think it did so well today on the stock market? I know that you're kind of coming at this as a more general perspective,
yes.
But I mean, look at it. You've got the SMI. It's now got yet another pharma company involved, another defensive stock involved. Is this why it did so well? Because of the general economic situation, it is seen as a defensive stock?
No, I definitely do think, again, that this is a matter of risk sentiment, and that much of the upside that we've seen in equity markets year to date has been on low volume, i.e. it's been a pain trade. So when there is new equity issue, like we get in the form of IPOs, or in the form of spins like we've had Dow, DuPont, Corteva, that you get really strong demand from shareholders. IPOs have done very well so far because it's new equity issue and a way to gain exposure to equity market upside, especially for those who've missed out.